Pace car pulls off into the restart zone. Robert Keach will take the green. And as it appears, we're about to go 3 wide for this start. Ladies and gentlemen, the greatest racing you've ever seen that includes intoxicated callers, booths, and admins. Coming around a complete lap 1, it's the Frontier Truck Tour. Herbertson, Douglas Henry, Mason Thompson, your top 3. Aiden Gould, Matthew Legat, your top 5. Then it's Derek Stanley battling side by side again. Robert Keach Jr. falling like a rock right now. Nicholas Tucker right there in tow. It is really easy to plow the exit of turn 2 if you don't get a good enough arc when these tires get worn out. Now Doug will wrap the bottom to defend, but I think you're going to see Mason Thompson build a really good run here. And here he is, already looking to the inside of Douglas Henry. He will throw it in there. And now Doug will have to defend from the top line into 1 and 2. This is your closest battle on track right now. For second, Mason Thompson to the inside. Can Douglas Henry hang on? Still side by side, but I think Doug is going to have to give it up on board with Mason Thompson. Watch how he enters the corner, nice and shallow. Waits for that car to rotate, now gets into the throttle.
Cleared him.
Cleared him. And here comes Aiden Gould. Oh, well, no, we got a battle for the lead, though. Forget the replay. Dylan Herbertson. Mason Thompson trying to run him down now.
Lap car's going to be in the way. Lap car, good for him. Being very respectful to the leaders, getting out of the way. Mason's going to fight on this bottom line. Everybody else is going to have to follow around the lap car. Dylan fighting his way, keeping on the door, keeping the corners tight for Mason. He can't come off the track as easy. Giving Dylan a lot of time to catch up on the straightaways, so he's going to sit here and fight his door off.
And Dylan isn't pitching him as low as you'd see somebody do later in the run. So giving Dylan plenty of opportunity to battle back, but Mason Thompson, with that bottom line advantage, will take the lead. Right now, Mason Thompson's extended to that 8/10 of a second. Aiden Gould, Douglas Henry might have made contact. I missed that. I think that was the 9 truck of Chris Sawyer who got just in their way. Made it tight. Aiden will clear, and now Doug's going to try to run him back down. Matthew did close the gap position, so we'll see how much better he's at cleaning. Oh, Mason Thompson might have made a mistake. We don't know what happened to Mason Thompson, but he had a 3-second lead and now gets passed by Dylan Herbertson.
And there was a lap car that was spun out.
Was it Jordan Marion? Because we got an incident report out of him.
It was. Mason came up and door slammed the 10, and they collided. The 10 really.
Let's go ahead and look at the replay. Here we go, Jordan Marion at the top of the track. So where does this go wrong? Thompson coming up, Jordan Marion about a half a car length off the top, spins him. And that doesn't bring out the caution.
Aiden Gould. And Aiden goes in. See, that's lap 50. We're lap 49 coming to 50.
Aiden Gould will be the first on pit road. A little bit of a short pit for him. He is followed by Stephen James. Not Chris Warren. I think that's Nicholas Tucker there.
Nicholas Tucker.
And a handful of guys pitting. I mean, there's a bunch. Ryan Torchia, Mike LaJoy. I believe Derek Stanley also here. A bunch of guys 1 lap down on pit road. Dylan Herbertson putting them a lap down. A handful of guys going off the cycle now. Dylan Herbertson, again, like you said, your leader into pit road. About to hit his
Looks
box.
like most guys are doing
follows.
4 tires and fuel.
Mason will enter his pit box right now. And that's all the leaders at once. Nobody has actually passed Dylan Herbertson for the lead yet. Now, I think it should happen, but this is kind of funny to me. Nobody has actually passed Dylan Herbertson for the lead. All the pit stops hit at once. He entered pit road, your leader, and Aiden Gould will cycle out to the lead. on exit. His tires 3 laps older.
But, oh, we got a spinner on the back, the 20.
We look for him. I saw an instant report out of Robert Keats Jr. and Samuel Lang. Ronnie Lane as well. He keeps it back going. Let's see how we got into some trouble. Ronnie Lane outside of Samuel Lang, sideways. Good save out of Raymond.
Good
Or
save
good
out
miss,
everybody.
rather. Ronnie's going to get it stopped down to their inside.
Samuel looked like he plowed the wall a little bit. Probably got some front nose damage there. But like we just said, cold tires, they're cold. Usual at short tracks. That's called short track racing, as Matthew keeps looking in the inside of Derek Stanley. He's trying to get that spot. As he's going to get to the quarter panel of him, he's going to stay there. He might get him here in 3, Noah.
Matthew Legatt, your league organizer, to the inside. Derek Stanley trying to hang on, but again, those tires are older compared to Matt. 2 lap older tires. Matthew Legatt will clear. And now Douglas Henry will begin to pounce. So Derek Stanley, not a Hail Mary strategy, definitely a little bit out of the box, trying to short pit it. We thought Aiden pit early. I didn't know Derek was about a lap in front of him. Again, we'll see how he cycles out.
We definitely missed it, but I mean, obviously Aiden's doing a good job. He's got clean air. That's a good thing in a short track too. Clean air is nice, especially at a short track. You don't got any lap cars, or you're the first one to be able to move a lap car or position a lap car. It's always nice to be the leader at a short track too, like Richmond.
Of him making the pass, pace, or lap truck up in front as a pick, 3 wide. Herberton up the inside. Aiden clears Jake Harris so he can use that top line, go all the way up out on the corner exit, but Herberton is right there, Blakely, and here he comes to the rear bumper, the rear deck lid of Aiden Gooner.
Yeah, there's 3 lap cars in front of them, so this is going to get real interesting, and how Dylan's going to set him up here. I know Dylan's a good driver. How good is his short track racecraft? And that's going to be depending on the lap cars. Lap cars play a huge factor on where Aiden's going to run, if he's going to run lower, and the lap cars are going to get out of the way. I know Raymond, he's not a big guy to get out of the way. He kind of just runs his line. He knows the rule, run your line. If your leader's behind you, run your line. And he runs the bottom, so I don't think he's going to get out of the way. That's going to give Dylan, a shot to maybe get under him because of the dirty air from Raymond. As you can tell, Aiden's going to shoot to the bottom here, and where's Dylan going to go?
Nose cam of Dylan Herberton. Raymond Wimmer will get out of the way of your leaders, but he will hinder the exit of Herberton, giving Aiden another lap here to try to get some ground here, get some rotation. Raymond all the way out of the way now. Battle for the lead. I think Dylan Herberton's going to get it here soon.
No, but I have a feeling that Herberton's either setting him up or he's just waiting until he can pit before him. Oh, here comes a move. He's going to try it. Nope.
Look to the left rear of Gould. Herberton, not enough there in that corner, but we'll see. I think Aiden starting to learn that arcing this corner in 1 and 2 is better. Oh, Herberton to the rear bumper of Gould. He touched him.
Letting him know that I am here.
Into the inside of Gould. He charges in. Aiden gives that bottom line away. Can he battle back on that top line? He didn't pinch him on exit. And Herberton, Aiden brushes the wall. Herberton to the inside. And I think Aiden is like, well, I guess I got to let him by now. There he goes. Nothing. Back to the rear bumper of the 07. I don't think he was happy about that contact.
Yeah, like, remember that bumper shot. I know Aiden, he is like an elephant. He remembers just about every little thing you'll do on this racetrack, and he will give it back. We're going to wait and see. Mason Thompson comes down pit road as Dylan is still out. Matt is still out.
Oh, we got a yellow. Nicholas Tucker. We just talked about him. What happened? Off pace, might have gotten spun. Again, our yellows are hand thrown by race control, so something had to have happened with Tucker, not just a little self-spin off the track. Something major maybe stopped in front of the track. Let's take a look at the replay. Matthew Legatt missed pit road, and Nicholas Tucker self-spun. Oh my gosh, let's look at this again. Look at Matthew Legatt. He's going to miss pit road entry. Did that cause Nicholas Tucker to balk a little bit? Nice. Exit's normal. And, yeah, he just didn't drive all the way up to the wall. Spins right on the bottom of the track, but still on the track, and that will throw the caution. We sit right here on the front stretch, ready for this restart.
Green flag.
I don't know what's going to happen here, but here we go. Dylan Herviton with the command.
He moved lanes before the start-finish line. Uh-oh.
Is that
might be a black flag.
Frontier?
That is a penalty, I'm pretty sure, is the moving before that finish line. That could be a penalty.
Well, during, I don't know, I haven't heard anything official for race control, but here comes Matthew Legat. Look to the inside of Dylan Herviton, Douglas Henry in tow. Mason Thompson clears into fourth, and now we got an intense battle right here for this lead. Dylan Herviton, Matthew Legat, or Apache helicopter brought to you by the U.S. Army, following the pair of trucks.
Matt's really hungry for a win in his own league. He's really hungry in PAL too to have a win. So Buddy's going to be trying to push him real hard here, trying to get the track position. I think he also knows that Dylan should have a penalty here. I mean, that is a blatant move before the line, but I don't know. It depends on what the call is from the booth from Thomas. Hey, but man, you.
And the yellow comes out. Jake Hare wrecked on the backstretch. We're going to assume that's off of 2. We got a replay. Let's take a look. Well, let's look at that again. Oh!
Came on the track.
It looks like the 76 was preparing for Jake Hare to be lower on the track. Jake Hare, of course, wasn't. Gets clipped. We also have the caution from Dylan Simmons and Keith Griffin. We have the caution with the incident report. Let's take a look at that.
Yeah, I'm curious to see what happened here.
Dylan Simmons, again, this is where we saw the big damage out of Keith Gribbin. Self-spun. Where's Gribbin? We don't know where that hold on, maybe? Here we go, here's an incident report. Oh, he does the same, no way, have you ever?
No, I've never, there's no way.
Hold on. We gotta see that again. Did Keith Gribbin just do the same thing as Dylan Simmons? And just heads the same, oh my gosh. Hold on, we got cockpit view. Look at how gnarly this is. So he goes into the corners, entering pretty low. And he's gonna get into the throttle pretty heavy off corner, just sideways. And I mean Dylan Simmons. Wow. Wow. Green flag back out. Herviton stays in his lane this time. Maybe he got a warning.
This time.
Here we go,
Maybe
Doug to the inside.
Horrible start for Matt.
It's hard to have a good restart when you're the second car. The guy out there on the top line. Mason Thompson outside of Douglas Henry. It's Greg Jody right there in tow. And then a pair of guys who have those fresh tires. Jacob Alicia, Aiden Gould, 8th and 9th behind Stephen James and Chris Warren. But right now, Dylan Herviton still leading. All eyes right now are on Gould and Alicia. Gould will get around Doug on the top line. Alicia comes up the track. That was tight back there. Oh my gosh.
That was stupid tight.
That's the 20 truck. Heavy damage, laps down. Trying to get out here, clock laps, get those points. Aiden will clear. And now Alicia begins to work on Douglas Henry. I think Doug's going to give him a little bit here. I think Doug will let him by. Alicia to the inside. Doug gives him room. And now Aiden will send it in. Big send on Legat.
Give him the door.
He almost gave him the door.
I was expecting it.
4 to go, and now the gap between Aiden as he clears Legat with Herviton is 1 second. I just don't think there's enough time, even if his tires are still feeling fresh. And as Dylan Herviton comes out of turn 4 to the front stretch, Dylan Herviton will win.
Attaboy, Dill, attaboy.
Oh, yeah! Look at
Oh,
Dylan Herviton picks that win. Aiden, maybe a little bit more of a aggressive congratulations bump. But 07 truck was fast all night long. I think he might have led the most laps, and now as he comes back to the straightaway, he will burn it down. Race 3 at Richmond is his. Here we go. Oh, backs into the wall like Chad Knaus told him to do.
Backs it in like a Pat's Tech.
Great win out of the 07. Spencer Burton giving him congratulatory. I think I heard, I don't know who that was that started screaming there. That might have been Mason Thompson. Tries to do a burnout. We don't get a lot of tire smoke these days with the current tire model at iRacing, but Dylan Herviton gets her done.
They're trying to do a lap around this place. He can do it. He's got pretty fresh tires to do it.
He's trying.
If it don't blow up on him.
And I want you to know that as soon as this race concluded, the points do update. Now, I don't have a points graphic made up, but I could tell you this. This is what the points look like. Aiden Gould with 90 points leads. Douglas Henry second with 85. Dylan Herviton moves into third with 82, tied with Matthew Legat. And he will blow the engine. Let's go ahead and get this mad dog up into the booth. Herv the Perv, you bring home the win here in the Frontier Truck Tour at Richmond. We might have to work on a better nickname. That's the best I could come up with Dylan Herviton. You get the win. You were the fastest at Chicagoland. You were really quick in power racing at Charlotte. You missed last week for both series. You come back here. What does it mean to get this win, and how many more times can we see you this season?
Yeah, man, it was a lot of fun. I'm not good at Richmond at all. And I got some new pedals, so I really didn't know how I was going to do tonight, but really happy with the way things went. I was very surprised in the green flag racing. Bravo to everybody. That was a lot of fun. I'm glad that there was, some strategy and that caution came out, and it actually benefited me this time compared to Chicago. But just really happy to be able to come back here and, redemption from Chicagoland. I feel like we had the truck to beat there too, and it's nice to be able to come here and cap that off and put that win to the bank, and now we got some momentum that we can take our way. It's just nice to be able to come out here to a lot of these leagues and have speed and be able to compete with a lot of these guys who are really fast and really good, and I'm just really lucky and very blessed, and I'm just glad of being able to be here.
Dylan, you sit third in the point standings, 8 points behind the leader, Aiden Gould, the Gooner. You think you have the championship caliber driving that we've seen out of you at the beginning of the season to last? Are we going to see you enough to race for that championship?
I would sure hope so. It's hard. I get done at 8 o'clock and qualifying's at 8:25 or 8:20, so I cut it close every day. But it's going to be tough. But I'm not here for points or for championships. I like winning races and coming out here and performing well and learning and getting better. And these guys put me to the challenge, and I'm very lucky to be able to get to do that with these guys and compete for the wins like I do, like I said. And, it'd be cool to bring home a championship, but any of these guys are capable of it. And, I'm just happy to be up here. So it'll be really good.
Congratulations, Dylan.
Appreciate it, man.
We'll send him down. We'll grab the man who finished P2 tonight, Aiden Gould, your points leader still. Jacob, get him up in the booth and give us a little, throw a question at him. I don't know where there he is up here. Aiden, Noah, and Jacob in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir, I do. What's going on?
Well, Aiden, you bring home P2. You are still the points leader for the championship. Tell us about your day, and are you looking forward to the rest of the season? Do you think you could be the first to win a championship in both series?
That'll sure be nice. Man, what an uneventful race. I mean, coming into the race, I thought kind of be like last week a little bit. And, the first 100 laps there with me and Dylan, Mason, Matthew, was great. We had green flag pit stop. I felt like I might have been a little bit better than Dylan, but on the long run, he just got me coming to the second green flag pit stop. And then when I pitted at caution come out, I was trapped a lap down. And then I'm like, all right, when another caution came out, I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to take my final set of tires. Just see what can happen here. And I was just one spot short. But overall, it was a great race. Congrats to Dylan.
Blakely?
I got nothing for you, Aiden. Other
Yeah,
than,
I know you do.
I just got nothing for you. I'll be honest. But no, I'm just
Too
lying.
late. We send him down.
This
Thank
Scooter.
you guys.
This Scooter guy.
Let's
I'm getting him out of here
Let's talk
anyways.
to the dude right next to him. You can go ahead and lead this one. We'll get Matthew Legat, your lead owner here. It's a great race for him and the guys. Let's talk about it. Matt, knowing Jacob up at the booth, you got a copy.
I got you.
This race was so boring, I sobered up, but how do you feel about this league so far, especially compared to last week? And Blakely, you know, transition off of that with throwing him some hardball questions. I know you got saved up.
I thought it was a great race. I mean, huge step in the right direction from last week. Maybe, 2 cautions off of a couple minor incidents. So I had fun. Fun racing Dylan and Aiden up there for the lead. And we had like a 5-car battle for the lead up there at one point. So I thought it was pretty entertaining.
Yeah, we saw that, and it was a lot of fun to watch up here as Noah was sobering up. But I want to ask you something that was strategy calls. What did you think of it as you're the league owner? Is there anything you think you're going to change here with the set of tires, the extra tires, or are you going to keep it?
We might talk about it tire-wise. I think the fuel is perfect where it is for each week, giving us enough time to actually have a long green flag run. But tires might be something we look into because I think this is now the second week in a row we finished with an extra set on the wall. So, yeah, we'll definitely look into it and see what we can change to make the racing a little bit better. But
do you like the
all
length
in all,
of
pretty good
race
tonight.
being shorter than PAL by, time-wise, about 30 to 20 minutes?
I do. It's not as long. I think it makes it better. Just your little fun Monday night league.
Alrighty, congratulations, Matt. Great job on the league so far. 3 races in here at Richmond. Matt, where do we go next week?
We are going to Charlotte.
Alrighty, thank you so much, Matthew Legat. We're going to send you back down. Thank you so much, everybody here at Frontier Truck Tour, PAL Racing, and so on, for supporting us throughout the beginning of this series. Jacob, Blakely, thank you so much for joining me up into the booth. This was one epic day. I'm happy you were able to get back from vacation quick enough. Help me out up here. Hopefully we see you back out on track. Are you going to be running tomorrow's Cage Rattler 225 at Bristol for PAL?
No, but I wish I was. I got some things to do. Girlfriend, it's her birthday, so we're gonna go out and we're gonna
Boring.
have some fun.
Thank you guys so much for tuning into Frontier Truck Tour. Thank you so much, Blakely. iRacing, alcohol, the beautiful mix of both. We'll see y'all tomorrow, and if you're coming back just for Frontier, we'll see y'all next week. Charlotte, race 4. Have a good night, guys.
Have a great night, guys. Thank you, Noah. Signing out.